Let's talk about how to eat puss, because this topic is so unnecessarily overcomplicated and it really is a lot simpler than you all think. I particularly see this when I'm talking to later in life lesbians who are just getting so anxious about their first sexual experiences with women because they're expecting it to be this big, complicated thing. But this is because we have been lied to about this, right? Like, we have been brainwashed to believe that women's bodies are really complicated and it's really difficult to make a woman come. But actually, we know that is just factually incorrect. Research literally shows that when men and women are having some solo self-loving time, we get there roughly in about the same amount of time. Yeah, so it's not like women are taking all this extra time than men, like it's so much more complex for us. No, any woman who's watching now, who has had a little solo stress relief, knows how easy it is. It's not something that we feel confused or challenged by. We can do it usually very effortlessly and efficiently. The area where it starts to get longer, the time it takes from stimulation to actually getting to climax, is when we introduce a partner. Then women go well above men. But this is not because our bodies are complicated. It's got absolutely nothing to do with your body functioning incorrectly or being broken. So many women come to me and they say, I think there's something wrong with me. I can't orgasm during sex. And I always say to them, can you get off when you're on your own? And inevitably they say, well, yeah. And I'm like, sweet, I'm not a doctor, but I feel very confident in telling you there's nothing wrong with you, babe. Because if you can get there on your own, then you don't have a problem getting there. The reason it takes us longer with a partner is because of something that you might have heard referred to as the brain-vagina loop. And this is essentially the connection that we have between the brain and the vagina, right? Just like every other muscle in our body, it's also a muscle that is affected by our mental state. If you've ever had a hard day at the office, you've felt really just tense and it's been a lot of stress, you're maybe on a big deadline, you will have probably noticed at some point that your neck and shoulders started tensing up. Yeah. And if someone just came straight in and gave you like a really vigorous massage, it might have hurt at first. It might have actually initially felt really uncomfortable. They probably had to kind of ease into it. And you probably found that your neck and shoulders felt a lot better when you took a vacation, right? When you chilled out, then that muscle pain just kind of relaxed away. Well, our vaginas are just the same. If we are anxious, if we are in our heads, if we are stressing and worrying about how our bodies look, smell and taste and whether or not our partner is comfortable, then that is going to affect our vagina. Is also going to get tense in the same way that our neck and shoulders get tense. That is when you don't want to be putting anything near or in it. What tends to happen when women are newly out and they go into their first women-loving women experiences is they're not comfortable. They want to be amongst it. They're very happy to be there. Why wouldn't you be? But they're getting themselves knotted up in these awkward positions, overcomplicating it. They're thinking that they've got to get it in this certain angle or whatever. And trust me, girl, I've been there. When I first came out, I put my neck out, I put my jaw out, I put everything out because I was overcomplicating it. And what I didn't realize is at the time, I thought I was sacrificing my comfort to give my partner a good time. What I didn't realize was she could tell that I wasn't comfortable. See, women are perceptive, all right? It doesn't matter if you lie. It doesn't matter if you say, no, babe, I'm so good down here. I'm so comfy. Like, please, it's totally fine. You just relax. We can tell. When you're going down, babe, you need to look so comfy down there that it literally looks like you could be there all night. How do you do that? Well, first of all, don't copy the X-rated stuff. The X-rated stuff that you're watching online, it's there for entertainment, not education. It's not representing how pleasure actually works in a lot of cases for people with vulvas, especially because most of it is made for men by men. There's a lot of focus on sucking on labias for some reason. I think it's because the labia is quite visual. We can see it, and so it's there for the camera. For anyone who is focusing on the labia because you've seen that in porn, unless your partner is specifically requesting it, please stop. There's about as many nerve endings there as there are in your elbow. If you want to actually see X-rated content where they're doing what really happens in women loving women intimacy, like they're actually eating it right and not just for visuals, and they're doing it in a way where they're getting really comfy so they can just go and go and go, then I honestly recommend that you go and check out an ethical platform like Cheeks. There is so much content there that is made for women by women. And more importantly, when you're seeing queer intimacy, you're seeing actual queer women, not straight women cosplaying as lesbians, doing whatever it is that men seem to think lesbians do, which is often very aggressive and involves very long, sharp nails. Please don't copy that at home. But something that you can copy at home very safely and comfortably is what you see on Cheeks, because the pleasure that you're seeing, it's real. And what's also really great about Cheeks, unlike other X-rated content that you're going to see out there, they actually do educational content as well. So you can watch the X-rated stuff, but you can watch X-rated stuff that includes education, like walking you through what to do. So honestly, I cannot recommend it enough. Cheeks are actually a longtime friend and partner of this channel. So I managed to get 7 days for y'all totally for free. Go ahead and scan the QR code that I've popped on the screen, or you can tap the link below this video if that's more simple for you, and just use my code Nadia7. That's going to get you 7 days free when you sign up to their annual plan. You need to make sure you do sign up to the annual plan to get this, but don't worry, you can cancel anytime. You're not locked in for any kind of plan. You can just enjoy it for a few days and then bounce. But if you're anything like me, you'll enjoy it for a few days and then another few more, and then a few years later, you're still there. So go and enjoy that little treat on me. Treat yourself to some quality adult entertainment with some quality pussy eating in it, and stop copying the stuff that you're seeing in mainstream. The reason mainstream X-rated content often doesn't show what really happens during pleasurable, comfortable oral is because it's less visually exciting. Really great oral should be really comfortable to deliver. It shouldn't cause you to get lockjaw or put your neck out or turn yourself into a human pretzel, and it should be repeated and consistent. You're not mixing things up. You don't need to be doing the alphabet with your tongue. That is an idea that I'm absolutely convinced a man came up with, because it goes against the logic of how women's bodies work. The clit requires consistency. It requires predictability. It doesn't want to be kept guessing. Any woman watching right now, like, you know when you have been so close to crossing that finish line, right? Like your partner has just been doing all the right things and you feel that build and you're like getting ready to cross that finish line, and then all of a sudden your partner changes something, you lose it. That's it. You fully lose it. You go back to square one. Even if they go back to where they started from, it's not like they're picking up where they left off. No. That's not how it works for us. We're going back to the start. You need to pick one consistent move and just stick with it. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And the one that I recommend the most, the one that I recommend when I teach queer women this stuff, I teach this in my course, Rock Her World, is the ice cream lick. And it is literally just replicating the way that you would lick an ice cream. Because most people, when they're doing that, they're using a flat, relaxed tongue. And that is going to allow you to have evenly dispersed pressure over the head of the clitoris, and to just have that repetition of going back and forth, back and forth. You want to be constantly maintaining that contact, never lift it off, just back and forth, back and forth. And in terms of finding the right pressure and firmness that you want to be applying and the right speed, really tune into her to get a sense of that. It's going to be different for everyone, but it's best to start out gentle, and then you can kind of build up pressure as you continue, and just tune into her body, tune into how she's responding, or I know this is going to be shocking to a lot of you because we're not taught to do this. Simply ask her. Ask her, is that okay? Do you want me to slow down? Do you want me to speed up? Would you like it firmer, softer? Asking a woman what she wants, somewhere along the line, we were told, or some of us were told, that that's like a weird, strange, embarrassing, awkward thing to do in bed, to like check in and ask if it's what she wants. But that's just like basic communication 101. It's not a turn off. It's not awkward. It's the complete opposite. And in terms of getting in a comfortable position to do this in, honestly, the best, just most universal crowd pleaser is to have her lying on her back and for you to be lying on your stomach with a cushion or a pillow underneath your chest. That's going to prop you up so that you're aligned exactly where you need to be. You don't have to be craning your neck, because craning the neck, that's not sustainable, all right? You're gonna get a few minutes in and realize that you can't keep it up. So you wanna get your neck in a comfy position. So propping yourself up on your stomach with the pillow is gonna allow you to do that and to get in a good spot where you can do that ice cream lick. And then if you wanna really elevate it, you can work in, if you want some little tips, some little techniques on what you can do with those fingers, I teach them over in my course, Rock Her World. So feel free to go and check that out, or just head straight on over to Cheeks and see what they're doing over there. But just remember, less is more. Don't be complicating things. Really just keep it simple. Get comfortable so that she can relax, because she won't relax until you're comfy. She's just not going to. No one's having an orgasm. It doesn't matter whether you're doing the greatest moves of all time. They're gonna have no effect when she's worrying that you're not comfy. So get comfy, get in that crowd-pleasing position on your stomach with the pillow. Use that ice cream lick. Maybe that's not as fancy and advanced as some of you might have been hoping for when you came to watch this video, but that is the reality of how the works. It is so much simpler than you think. And in fact, if you've been with men before, this is not going to be more difficult. This is going to be easier. Yeah, because you know where everything is. You're working with very similar parts here. So less guesswork involved. Yeah. So go and enjoy my little gift to you of 7 days free on Cheeks when you tap the link below this video. And I'll see you next time. Mwah.